Hello Musici, I'm here about to publish this video, the last one of the four Kyrie, of the four voices of the Kyrie by Ockeghem. And there is one question that one of you, a student of the Departamento Method, asked me some months ago about solfeggio. He asked me, is it possible to sight read with solmization? This is a very interesting question because we are too much used to have an exercise, a solfeggio, and to be able to, so we are asked to sight read it. The point is that there are some situations in solmization, and you know this very well if you know how to read with hexachords, hexachordal solmization. For this, learn hexachordal solmization in the solmization course Fa Mi et Mi Fa e Sota Musica. That in some context, in some point, you have to check a wide range, so not only the single note, but the big context, at least 4, 3, 5 notes. And this is very true in the video I'm going to publish right now. Why? Because there is a phenomenon called alteratio, that is when you have a value, a note, but the actual value is double. And this thing depends only on the other notes. For example, now I have to turn the camera. Here we have this situation. First of all, we are reading under the tempus imperfectum and prolatio perfecta. So the semibrevis is perfecta, which means that the semibrevis contains 3 minimas. But in this point, we have 1, 2, and 3, so eternality with the minima and this semibrevis. We have these 2 minimas and this semibrevis. This semibrevis is perfecta because it has the punctum perfectionis, while here we have another group of 3 notes. What is the point? What is the fact? The fact is that this minima actually is double. So here, imagine that we have we have the tenor clef. So this is F ut, mi, fa, sol, la. This note is double. Listen to it again. Ut, mi, fa, sol, la. This is a phenomenon called alteratio and depends only on the context. Depends only on the fact that we have 2 small notes between 2 bigger notes under a mensura, so the dot, the prolatio, which is perfecta. And this is something which is very important in the ancient style, Renaissance and Baroque. So what is the point? In early music, especially in Renaissance and Baroque music, there are a lot of things you can understand only if you check the entire context. So it's not enough to have something and sight read it. Always consider the context, because the same note in another context can totally change the meaning, can totally change the compositional process, can totally change the role that this note has. If you want to know now how the alteratio better works, watch that video. I put also here in the comments of this short video, because you will discover how the context can create the alteratio.
I have bad news for you. In the Renaissance, transcriptions didn't exist. All musici pratici, indeed, read music directly from the original sources. They knew how to read ligatures and recognize the correct values, brevis, longa, semibrevis, maxima. They could accurately interpret all the mensurations, perfect, imperfect, tempus, modus, prolatio. They knew how to beat the tactus in accordance with the mensurations and the proportions. So, modern transcriptions are unnecessary. Yes, they can be useful if you want to study the counterpoint and the vertical setting. But do you really have the audacity to claim you perform Renaissance music and are an expert, yet you don't know how to read the notation used by the Renaissance musicians? Fortunately, today you too can learn how to read white mensural notation directly from the original sources without relying anymore on any transcriptions nonsense. I've prepared an entire course of 90 practical lessons for you, where I'll teach you gradually how to read figures and rests. How to correctly interpret mensurations in the ancient and in the modern system. How to correctly beat the tactus according to the mensuration and the proportions. How to correctly perform imperfect mensurations and perfect mensurations with all the rules of perfections and imperfections. How to correctly beat the proportions, even the most unexpected ones, like 5-3. How to correctly align the syllables of the text to the notes of the piece, and much more. 90 practical lessons, 200 pages of examples and exercises from the original sources, no transcriptions, only examples from the original sources. So, no more excuses to don't learn white mensural notation, sign up for the course, discover all the topics and the content. Purchase the course and start learning white mensural notation today. Click here.
Sol, fa, mi, sol.